All right, welcome to the agenda this morning. I am Chike Ubogu. On the agenda today, we'll be looking at a very important topic of discussion. But before then, let me tell you a story. In the bustling heart of Ibadan, where the ancient brown roofs of Makbo Hill meet the crowded markets of Bodija and the ever-busy Iwo Road, there lived a young woman. Her name, Adedoyin. She had grown up watching heaps of refuse line the streets after every rain, turning gutters into muddy traps and filling the air with a stubborn stench that clung to clothes and memories alike. Each Saturday of the month, that's the last Saturday of the month, the city of Ibadan observed its environmental sanitation exercise from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Movement froze. No Okadas, no downfall buses, no hurried traders. Everyone was expected to clean their surroundings. For years, young lady Adedoyin had seen the routine. Some families swept diligently in front of their compounds, while others quietly slipped refuse bags into nearby bushes when no task force was watching. And then came one humid Saturday in early this year, 2026. Young Adedoyin decided enough was enough. The previous week's heavy downpour had flooded her neighborhood in Ojo, leaving plastic bottles, sachet water wraps, and worse floating like sad trophies. Mosquitoes bred in the stagnant pools, and children were already falling ill with malaria and typhoid-like symptoms. She gathered a small group of friends and neighbors, most of them youths, tired of waiting for government trucks that rarely came on time. They started small, clearing the the blocked drainage near the community borehole. They started sorting out plastics from food waste and even convincing Yabose, the respected Akara seller, to stop tossing pills into the open gutter. Word spread. The local ballet, that's the chief, heard of their efforts and joined, using his megaphone to remind everyone that sanitation was not just a government slogan, but a shared duty. A few private waste collectors, inspired by the energy, offered discounted pickups for properly bagged refuse. Even some Okada riders who usually grumbled about the last Saturday of the month restrictions began helping sweep the side streets. And by midday, the once choked drain flowed freely again. Children played without dodging waste piles. Their air smelled faintly of wet earth instead of decay. You know, when you stay too long in a stench, your breath starts smelling. And then this lady Adedoyin stood back with a broom in her hand and looked at the small transformation. It wasn't perfect because Ibadan still wrestled with mountains of refuse in some corners, open defecation in hidden places, an inconsistent collection. But in Adedoyin's little pocket of the city, something had shifted, something had changed. She realized the real sanitation wasn't only in monthly exercises or task force arrests. It lived in the daily choices, tying refuse bags properly, saying no to littering, teaching the next generation that a clean compound was as important as a full plate of amala. You know amala with gbegiri, with the assorted, abodi and shaki. As the sun climbed higher and restrictions lifted, young Adedoyin whispered to herself, if every street starts like this, maybe one day in Ibadan, the city will breathe easy again. And somewhere in the city, a few more people quietly picked up their brooms, ready to join the quiet revolution. And that revolution is one sweep at a time. I go on this break, I'll be inviting my guest who will discuss sanitation in Oyo State and what challenges do public health officers face on the streets. Stick around, don't go away. It is The Agenda.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
All right, welcome back from that break. It's still The Agenda on this dial. And today we're tackling a topic that is crucial for our well-being. And that is public health work in Oyo State, environmental sanitation and its challenges. Whether it is the air we breathe, the water we drink, or the streets we walk, environmental sanitation plays a pivotal role in keeping us healthy. But in Oyo State, like many parts of Nigeria, there are hurdles we must overcome. So joining me in the studio is a true expert in this field, sanitarian Tijani Abiodun Adegoke. He is the president of the Environmental Health Officers Association of Nigeria, Oyo State chapter. Sanitarian Adegoke, welcome to The Agenda.
Good morning.
It's good to have you, and it's good to see you again after a long while.
Very much. It's been a while.
Yeah, been a while. So let's, for our records and for our audience, we want to look at this. It's not only the president, you are not only the president of the Oyo State chapter, but you've been actively involved in initiatives like the zero waste practices and advocating for sustainable environmental health. Yeah. So let's jump straight right into today's discussion. Let's have an overview of public health work in Oyo State. What does it encompass? What's it all about, especially in the realm of environmental sanitation?
Thank you very much. Let me start with what we call environmental health officer before going to the public.
Yes.
Environmental health officer is somebody who acquired knowledge in that field from a recognized
Institution.
health institution, like School of Health Technology that we have in Oyo State and across other states. So you will be trained, you have the certificate, then being employed by government to work as an environmental officer. Now, sanitation, talking about the public. What do you mean by sanitation? Sanitation is the process or the program embarked upon by both the public and the environmental officers to ensure that we remove all the factors that can be inimical to the health of man, safety of man, animals, and other beneficiaries of the environment. Now, the work of sanitation to the public or public to sanitation. The two
Work hand in hand.
They work hand in hand. Starting from public health, environmental health officers, they are employed to ensure that they remove safety. They inspect, abate nuisances from the premises. So by the time we do this, it shows we move from one place to the other. We move from a house to another one to ensure that we detect anything that can be inimical, like I said the other time, that can be inimical to the health of man, animals, and other beneficiaries of the environment. Not only this, the environmental health officers are saddled with the responsibilities of removing waste from the environment, from the public. Now, there's something we call control of offensive trade. It is the work of the environmental health officers to the public to ensure that any offensive trade is not cited within the living premises, or even if they are cited, they should be monitored to the level of reducing the hazard being posed to the public. The environmental health officers are responsible for the removal and burial of any unclaimed corpse, unclaimed or unknown corpse. There are so many unknown corpses. If you see a lunatic now, you can't call such a person and a known person. He might be known, he might not be known. He might move from one place to another place. So in such a way, there may be nobody to show that is a relative. Not only this, we are responsible for ensuring the sanitation of water, removal of pests and vectors from the environment, treatment of water sources, especially doubtful sources. Now, we have those that are not doubtful and we have those that are doubtful. Example of doubtful sources are streams, rivers, where those who are living in villages that they are using, no matter how, we'll still have people that are using such, despite the effort of government to make sure that they provide water in every places. Market sanitation is part of public officers to ensure that the environment is sanitary for people to live. Beautification of the environment. Then, removal of any other thing that we think may pose danger to the health of man.
That's so enlightening. It's very all-encompassing. I remember when we were pretty young, what we know, we were so scared of this uniform. When we see this uniform, we say, wole, wole. And I remember there's this beat we used to have then, wole, wole, mbo. Wole, wole, mbo. So nowadays, people no longer get scared of the so-called wole, wole. That's the environmental health, that's the public health officers.
Public health officers in those days, sanitary
sanitary inspectors.
Inspectors in those days.
But now
Later, it's metamorphosed to heirs to pretenders.
Yes.
Now we're having environmental health officers.
Now, how did we get to the point of health officers losing that respect, losing that honor in the public today?
That is the way you see it. We are not losing honor. We are not losing respect.
Unlike what we used to have in the past.
Oh, yes, I will tell you the reason why it has changed to this level. Now, in those days that you are talking about, we use force. All about force. Whatever you do, force. You don't know what is the implication of what you have done wrong before we enforce the law on you. But nowadays, we want to, and before I go further, I want to tell you the numbers of people, the population then, it's not like what we are having presently. Like, let me say, Ibadan Northwest local government in those days. If we have 2 environmental officers, they will come everywhere. They will be known everywhere. And it will be effective because of the force that we use then. Now, today we want people to know, to realize the effect of what they are doing into the environment and to themselves, to their family members, to their friends, to their neighbors. And that is why we are giving them chance of environmental education, sensitization, before we enforce law. We put it on stages. The first stage, persuasion. The second stage, we have super persuasion, where we persuade them the more to comply with what we have told them. Now, if we are doing this and they refuse to comply, then that is where law comes in to take its course.
But has it been effective these days?
Why not?
Because in the past, there was no process like this, and we had a neater environment.
No, because we have a smaller environment as
so
well.
Don't you think with the wider environment now, with the increasing number of people in Oyo State now, about 7 million as it were, don't you think it is now high time there should be force? Because many people do not drop dirt on medians. That's when they do it. So why don't you enforce instead of being diplomatic this time around? Diplomacy is no longer working. Ibadan is getting too dirty. So I think it is by force now for people to learn instead of you following the due process. Due process seems to be taking time. Don't you think so?
Oh, well, I understand you. But yet, we have to do it one step after the other. We are enforcing law. Even despite following the due process, we are enforcing law. If you go to the Ministry of Environment now, on daily basis, we go out, we apprehend people and prosecute them. Today is Thursday. They will prosecute some people today, whether we like it or not.
I was even coming to today's issue, being Thursday, today being Environmental Sanitation Day, the weekly one in Oyo State. Well, we'll come to that later to talk about how effective it has been so far since the inception of the Thursday sanitation. We're coming there. I want to also look at this issue of food canteens. Some people wake up, collect loans or get some money, they start a food canteen in one corner and they sell food because people will patronize them. People are hungry. They want to buy food, at their fingertips. Now, is there a regulation by the public health officers or environmental health officers to make sure that these canteens are up to the standard that they ought to be before operating?
Thank you very much. There is no any work or any business that will not be regulated by government. Before you can start having a food canteen or becoming a food vendor, you have to pass through some tests, some stages with government. Number one stage, when you have a premises like that, we come, we inspect, then we issue you a health approval. If the place is suitable to do the work you want to do. Like you said, so many people, maybe because of poverty or because they don't have something to be eating in their houses, one morning like this, they will just bring out pots, begin to sell. We used to stop this set of people. But we have something that we do for them. We think, okay, this place is still suitable for this purpose. We will make sure the person passed through all the processes. In fact, we will fumigate the premises before such a person starts operating. There are so many criteria to be considered before you be given the certificate to operate as a food vendor. Ordinarily, on the structure, there are so many things you put in place.
So what do you say about people who just bring tables by the roadside, put cooler, and you know the funniest thing? You see environmental health officers buying food and eating there.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It's not my own member.
I've seen a couple of them.
Oh, if you see a
know,
couple of them, I want to believe
in every
that
12 there's a Judas.
I understand you.
Yes. Maybe this officer was so hungry. I just needed
you can't see somebody like me or somebody that accompany me to this place.
That's what I'm saying.
To sit down and meet him beside the road.
That's why I said in every 12 there's a Judas.
I believe we have quacks around.
Impersonating you?
Yes, Allah for Jujo. They are not part. You know, when we have coolers in those days, we used to have what people call ate cooler. They will make them like cooler. They are such cooler. Yet, they are inferior. Photocopies. The same thing applicable to lace. When you have the original lace that you buy, you have one that will look very close like the lace that you have just bought. So we have impersonators around.
Well, these are challenges.
I don't want to believe they are my members.
Okay, these are challenges, but let's look at Ibadan as a capital of Oyo State. It's a bustling city. So how does environmental sanitation tie directly into public health in Ibadan?
Thank you very much. Let me start with like 2-3 years back that we used to have refuse everywhere, every corners of Ibadan, on the streets, on the median ways. But now, when you look around, you see that it's reducing. It's continuously because government is trying by making provision for refuse vehicles that will be moving on daily basis, right in the morning, afternoon, evening, they'll be moving, packing the refuse. Yet, we need more. If we make provision for more of this, the public will enjoy the environment the more. But I want to tell you about the environmental sanitation that you are talking about. You see, there was a time when His Excellency, Governor Seyi Makinde, said we should make environmental sanitation a thing of daily activities, not only monthly and weekly or Thursdays. It should be part of us, something we'll be doing on daily basis. So even if we don't see the environmental health officers around, we should be able to cultivate the habit of doing it by ourselves. So that is what we are doing presently. Although in recent time, the House of Assembly passed a resolution that we should resuscitate the monthly environmental sanitation. If by the month ending, the last Saturday of the month, they clean the environment, then instead of so many others moving around without doing anything, this one will keep them busy to see that they improve the value of the environment. So this is what we are working on right now, to see that we make the resuscitation something that is achievable.
So let's look at the challenges now. And from our records here in the station, we found out that open defecation remains a very big issue in Ibadan, especially in the interior parts of Ibadan, where you hardly find toilets. in these areas, sites like Foko, you go to Okpo, you go to Bere, you could still find, there's Okeagala. There's some places there at Okeagala, you know, toilets and all that. And even somewhere around the Tutaba area, you still find pockets of these places
like that.
there. Now, what are you doing as an agency to making sure that open defecation, if not eradicated, is reduced to the barest minimum?
That is BRS TFV, threshold limit value.
Yes.
No. Let me tell you something. I'm very happy to, if you are not aware of this, there is a program we call Open Defecation Free, ODF, that we are doing presently. We started with 2 pilot local governments, Onara and Egbeda local governments. And I'm happy to inform you that those local governments have been declared open defecation free by the UNICEF. Now, we're extending that same gesture to other local government now. This Ibadan Southeast local government.
Yeah, Southeast.
Yes.
Mapo
area.
Yes.
It's one of the newly introduced local government to that program. Ibadan Northwest. In fact, it's going to the level of Okeogun area, Ogbomoso area, Oyo zones. Atiba is starting their own now. Likewise, Ogbomoso North and South, they are starting. It's saying local government will be starting this year. Then Itesiwaju, Kajola, and others, they will be starting. Likewise, Far Okeogun. Ibarakpa East, Ibarakpa North, they have started on open defecation free. And they have been working on it. And through this program, law is being enforced on every household to make sure that they provide toilet. Even it goes beyond only the urban centers. It's reaching the rural areas too. Where you are having something like 6 rooms where you live, you must make provision for toilet accommodation. If you don't have any place to make it, convert a room to toilet accommodation. So that is what we are doing to make sure that all these places that you mentioned, and those ones that you did not mention, they are carried along in this process. Then we ensure that we stop the habit of open defecation.
Well, thank you for giving us updates on the activities that are ongoing at the moment. Let me delve straight into this. Are you not worried every day you pass through Sabo community and you see the dirt there, the stench coming out from there? Are you not worried? Is it that the team has been overwhelmed by all these things that are going on? Sabo community, despite the fact that we have now, they are going to the Thursday weekly environmental sanitation. You see people drop things on the median. There are no incinerators. What is the role of the public health officers, especially in the Sabo end? There's a place in Iwo Road too, you know, as Iwo Road axis, Sabo end, it's dirty. LA Benjamin bus stop, just beside the road safety office there, there's what you call the new Sabo there. That place is another stench on its own. LA roundabout too. In front of a big church there. There is also where you see people, heaps and piles of refuse there. Now, would you say largely not part of, it's not part of the job of environmental health officers, or is it that the environmental health officers are not enough in Oyo State to taking care of all these nooks and crannies?
Thank you very much. Let me start with Sabo area.
Okay.
There was a time when we went to the community to sensitize them. Though there are vehicles that are going into that places for the collection of waste. Well, just like you said the other time, out of the 12 disciples of Jesus Christ,
there's always a Judas.
Will come out and show up that because of the nature, the attitude of our people in such area, that is what is making that nuisance a reoccurrent one, more reoccurrent one. We should not be. We have been to that place severally to sensitize them, give them vehicles, government provided vehicles, and we make sure that we remove their waste then. But now, the Yorubas will say, Oku Nibonro. So we still have to intensify effort in that area. The Helele that you talk about, there are vehicles that are collecting refuse there.
But Helele is still dirty.
Yes, you know the nature of environmental health job. It is just like I said the other time, it will always be a recurring nuisance in the sense that in as much we have people still living in the community, they will not behave the same way. We have been telling people to register with refuse contractors so that they can stop this habit. Yet, some complied, some that did not comply. That is an issue that we are tackling now. We have sealed up the courts. Just last week, sealed up a premises just because of waste generation in that place and other environmental issues. So we are working, and I'm assuring you that we will still intensify efforts in those areas that you have just mentioned.
Now, that part I said, do you have enough men on ground? I remember the last time we spoke, you talked about a figure in the whole of the 33 local government areas in Oyo State. You have about, I think you mentioned 180 officers then. I don't know, has it improved or has it dwindled?
Thank you very much. Well, I want to appreciate the governor of Oyo State, Engineer Oluseyi Abiodun Makinde. Just last year, he employed over 100 environmental officers at the state level. Okay. Then at the local government level, he converted some of the ad hoc staff that we were having then. He converted close to 100 of them in the local government. And presently, we have put up a memo to his table to still consider us graduates from our colleges outside.
How many do you have right now? With 5 per local government?
Yes, we have 5 in some local governments. There are places where we have 12, 15, 18, and there are some places where we have
This is a huge improvement from the last time.
Yes.
The last time you had 1 per local government at some point.
Yes.
Just
only the director and the deputy that will be working in the
I know there
government.
was a time it was only yourself and somebody else that
Yes,
you were working in just one local government.
You are right.
I remember.
So it's improving now.
Oh, there's
so
an
we
improvement.
Expecting
but as
more.
Oliver Twist, we want more.
We want more. The people should be conscious of the environment. They should not see the environment as their enemy. They should see the environment as their neighbor, loving neighbor. If you love somebody, you will not do anything that will against such a person. And they should stop throwing waste into the environment. They should beautify the environment, because whatever they throw into the environment, you see that the environment will return to them. So instead of them destroying the environment, they should beautify it, make it habitable for themselves and their neighbors. Thank you.
Well, you've heard from Sanitarian Tijani Abiodun Adegoke. Make your environment habitable for all. And the only way you can do that is to love your neighbor as yourself. Let us all commit to a better habit as we live together, as we cohabit. Proper waste disposal, hand washing, community vigilance. And then together, we can make Oyo healthier and cleaner. The agenda will be back next week. This is Chike Ubogu. But before I leave, Sanitarian Tijani Abiodun Adegoke, thank you so much for featuring on the agenda.
You're well done, sir.
All right, we'll be back again next week. Until then, good morning.